All right, guys. Good morning. Excuse me. See, we have a few people already in here. That's awesome. What is today? It is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. This is I believe day 5, is it? Is it day 5? Sorry, day 4 of Flippin' Live. And today we'll probably get to talking more about the other types of items like video games and whatnot to resell on eBay. But also because of some books that I found today, I wanted to talk about finding free books and the ones that I found and that type of stuff. So let's get started with the song.
Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live. We're gonna strive, we're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live.
All right, guys. So good morning, everybody. I meant to share this with you the other day when I was going through or finishing up a Gaylord. I'm on my final Gaylord now, just CDs. And the previous one, this is what I found at the bottom of the Gaylord. I'm sure you guys remember Garbage Pail Kids. So this is Armpit Brit. Unfortunately, these are not, last time I checked, they're not worth money. I'm sure there might be some individual ones that might be worth money, but certain ones. But even together, from what I remember looking up a while back on eBay, they're not. But I do remember these cards. I think I still have my cards somewhere packed away in the garage. I probably have, I don't know, 100 or so. But I remember looking at those as a kid and being creeped out by them. Let's see, Brian. Morning, Brian. He said, amazing coincidence that the episode is themed on free books because I found 2 random offers on Facebook this morning. People want to donate but can't. Let's save them the headache of loading a car. Exactly. That's exactly my thought and my idea. I'm going to go on Marketplace right now from where I live. Whoops. Oh no, that's the same one. So I'm just looking on. I love that some people put free books on Amazon Marketplace, and then when you actually click on it, it's like 2 for $1, even though it says free. Yeah, so that's called false advertising. There's actually, oh, here we go. Here's another one, free. So you kind of have to weigh, your time and effort, even though it's free, and consider how close it is to you. Another one that's yelling free books, but that's a little too far. And then it says DM for prices. So yeah. So I talked about this a little bit yesterday about trying to look or trying to do well during these times when it's harder to source when a lot of things are closed or most things are closed. And I just happened to yesterday look on Facebook Marketplace and I saw that someone had posted free books and it was actually really close to where we live. It was like a 5-6 minute drive. A lot of times when I find these posts, it'll end up in a city that's too far away or so it's too far away and it's just not worth it. There's just not enough books in there. If it was 20-minute drive away, but there's like 100 books and they look like they might be valuable, either online or locally, it could be worth it. But if someone's just got 15 books and it doesn't look like there's very many in there that's going to be worth your time, then it probably doesn't make sense to go driving out there to get it, unless you happen to see something that's valuable in there. But I went on there yesterday and found this post for free books, and I messaged the person, and she said that they were across the street from this park. So I wasn't sure at first. I thought they were just because they were pictured in some of them in boxes, so I figured maybe they were just piled into boxes and put on the side of the on the sidewalk or something. And there was a good amount of them too, so it was definitely worth my time to go down there and check it out. I thought I'd just be picking up boxes and just loading them into the car. And so I got down there, and they were right across the street from this park, and they had a little partially fenced in front area, and they had a table set up, and they had two little signs, tiny little signs you couldn't really see unless you were paying close attention to, even if you were driving by. Well, if you're walking by, but if you're driving by, you might not see them either. But anyway, they had a little free book sign, two of them, and they had a table, like a square coffee table, piled up with books. So either people had already grabbed a bunch of them, or they had more inside. They didn't put them all out, because there definitely weren't as many out there as they had in the photos. But regardless, they did have probably like 50 or so, and they had a variety. They had some in Chinese. They had some older books, probably 50 plus years old, pamphlets, fiction, nonfiction. So it was kind of interesting. A lot of times you'll see, like I just saw one where they're giving away a bunch of free cookbooks, and I probably don't want those, but sometimes people give away, like, where I've seen also where it's all like romance novels, that type of thing. Another thing that I'm not really typically interested in grabbing. But I was able to, because they weren't all in boxes, I decided to just go through the books and just pick the ones that I wanted. So I was thinking in terms of, does this look like it's worth it online? And if not, maybe, locally. So that's how I went through and grabbed a bunch. Probably got like 20 or so. Let me show you. I actually made a short little video about that. Let me show you.
Here is what I picked up for free today. Oops. Wow, there's a lot of sunlight. So I don't know yet if these are worth money, but some of them I figured could go in my local sale. There's that one, Complete Belly Dancer, Book of Decorations, GTP Race Cars. I don't know what this is, but it was something really technical. These were free. The Remarkable and Very True Story of Lucy and Snowcap. This one just looked cool. Old one, Mac Bolin. This is from Oprah's Book Club, Songs in Ordinary Time. This one, furniture from Almost Anything. This is a Fun Home, a family tragic comic. What is this called? Graphic novels. Those are popular, so I have no idea if that one's popular. The Last Frontier in Africa. Let's see. I don't think I meant to get that one. Oh well. Oh no, I did. And then this one here, in the South Valley. And then all these were union stuff. Trade Unionist, How to Run a Union Meeting, Unemployment and the Machine, Industrial Workers of the World, Takes a Fight to Win, Steel and Metal Workers. So I don't know if I can put those together as a lot. I'll have to look them up and see. So I don't know, I got about like 20 or so books for free, which was always fun. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. So keep your eyes open, you never know.
Yeah, so those are hello, good morning, Pat. Those are the books that I found, or the ones that I picked out of the books that were out there for free. So it's quite a variety, like I said, fiction, nonfiction, and a variety of topics. I mean, they have the one about 1944 and the Nazis, and then there's one decorations, there's one belly dancing. So it's a variety of stuff, and I initially was just gonna, well, I did drop them off at the warehouse, but I was just going to, leave them there and look at them later. But I decided I'll look up some of them and see if any of them are worth any money, because you never know. Something that might, when I was going through them while they were sitting out there. Yeah, Brian says the Chinese book, if it doesn't have a barcode, might be difficult to look up. Yeah, I was actually able to look it up. It's sort of like a calendar book from 2018. It does have a barcode, but it does have a ISBN code, so I was able to type that in. Excuse me, into Amazon, and I think it was the rank was really high, like 3 to 4 million, and it had a couple of offers, like maybe three. A few of them were new, and there was one used offer. I think the used offer merchant filled was like $16, $17, if I remember correctly. But the rank was really, really high. It wasn't really selling. I looked it up on eBay. I think I decided that it wasn't worth it. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, I'll see about that later. Do some more research about it. But it did have, yeah. Sometimes it can be hard. I just thought it was cool looking, and especially the way it opened up, so I decided to keep it. But yeah, you never know with those things for sure. Other languages. There were other books that were in Chinese as well. There was probably another like half a dozen, and I decided to not bother with those. But yeah, as I was looking through them, I thought those unionist pamphlets were pretty interesting. I briefly, with my phone, it's always much better if you do the research for me anyway, the research with your computer, especially if you have a eBay store subscription, or eBay store rather. They'll give you access to TerraPeak, which will show you sales results from not just 3 months ago, but up to 12 months ago. So you can really see if something has sold at all in the last year, and which I haven't done yet for those, but I did bring them home. There. I did bring these home just to I didn't have a chance yet, but to look them up. These are like trade unionist, how to run a union meeting, unemployment and the machine, industrial workers of the world, and then steel and metal workers. It takes a fight to win. And these, I love it. It says 25 cents, and then inside this one is from 1971, so before I was born. And this one is, wow, it says 1934. Is that true? That's crazy. I guess so. So I did briefly look up, I looked one of them up. What was it? Steel and metal workers, I think, or maybe industrial workers of the world. And I didn't see anything on there that eBay that was available for sale, which could be good or bad. And then I looked for solds, and nothing was there. So again, it could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. It could be bad because it could say that no one's interested. And maybe people have put them up for sale and they haven't sold. Or it could be good because there's just not that many out there, and they're super rare. And then when they're put up there, they are sold. So anyway, that's something that I'm going to look up. Yeah, he says Brian says the Union books are pretty cool looking. I agree, they are, and these are in great shape. So quite possibly someone who lived there in that household, I don't know, maybe someone's parents or grandparents had been part of a union. But that's the thing, these seem to be, well, they could be from the same, I don't know. No, because one's from Chicago, Washington, D.C. I don't know. And then this one, I hereby pledge. It's like a pledge book. Let's see. This one is Technical Engineers, Architects, and Draftsmen Union Local 89 from San Francisco. But I don't see a date. Well, maybe in the back. No. But this is pretty old. So just the fact that they're old and in good shape, and they're in a similar what do you call it, genre, I don't know, genre, I guess, category, that possibly could be good to just sell them as a lot. I just have to do more research to find out. Let me do more research to find out what I could potentially get for them, if anything. So worst case scenario is I'll just put them in my local sale when I finally have a sale, maybe display them in a way so people will see them. And you never know. There could be some union person that comes through who wants to just own them and think they're cool looking and read through them and whatnot. And people collect all kinds of stuff. What might be strange or weird to somebody is someone else's passion or interest. So hobby, you never know, that kind of stuff. That's what's cool about eBay. And when you're going to get books, either paying for them or getting them for free, is if you have an idea of what can be sold. Hi, come on. If you have an idea of what can be sold on eBay versus on Amazon, then you can do better with this type of stuff and make more money. So now, of the ones that you saw, I'm going to ask you guys, the ones that saw the video. Well, there's 6 of us here. I think all of you saw the video I just played. What did you think there were any books in there that would be valuable? Say hi. Hi. Okay. Let me know if you have any insight into that, because I want to share with you another video I made about the pickup and a particular book that when I looked it up, I was pleasantly surprised. So remember, these books are free. This is just yesterday. Let's see. I'm going to show you the video now, if no one's going to guess. Where is it? There it is.
So I looked up the books on Amazon, or the ones that might be Amazon worthy, and none of them were worth sending in. There was this one here, Dream Brother, The Lives and Music of Jeff and Tim Buckley. 24 sales in the last, 6 months, a year? I can't remember. But there's a few FBA. It's like 1124. Profit would be like 250. So I'm probably just going to hang on to it, keep it for the local sale. Aside from that, none of them were any good for Amazon, except this one, GTP Race Cars. So look at it and ask yourself, why would it be worth money? Well, when I first saw it, I thought local sale. I thought, I've got a lot of coffee table books, these large picture books on a variety of topics, and I've sold a good amount for $3, $4, $5 in that range, and they do pretty well. So that's why I grabbed it, because it seemed interesting. Race cars. I thought it could be worth something. Now, I looked it up on Amazon, and it turns out this sucker goes right now between the lowest price is $86. I'll show you on the screen here in a second, because I'm showing this to you, I believe, on the live stream. Let me show you on the screen what it looks like on Amazon and on oh boy, Keepa, so you can see the sales history. But yeah, this is almost this is like an $85 to $90 book currently, and it's selling. It's selling quite briskly in the last 6 months. A rank of, when I looked it up, about 700,000 currently. Woo! Nice score. For free.
So here, let me clear this out. So yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I have the book here. It's called Inside IMSA's Legendary GTP Race Cars, the Prototype Experience. Like I said in the video when I saw it, yeah, definitely. It's got all types of photos of these race cars. So I guess that's valuable to people. It actually is going for similar prices and even more on eBay, but it's not selling as often. So when I saw it, I just thought, oh, that looks interesting to me. The topic and the book looks like it's in good condition, so I figured that it would be good at least for local sale. that I can put up for my local sale and sell it with the rest of the large, what are they called? Coffee table books, which people like to look at. I definitely noticed that when that the ones that I have, that people do like to take a look at them. Let's see. Steve says my initial hunch with that first collection would be no, but we've learned the hazards of guessing. Race cards are a passion sport for many wealthy dudes, not a surprise. Yeah, for sure. And also that's in great condition. So you never know, right? That's why I grabbed it. Let me show you. I will just share the screen, and there it is. Here, I will show you. Well, let me refresh.
So I looked up the books on Amazon, are the ones that...
As you can tell, I'm still learning here. Hold on one second. Refreshing it. There we go. All right. Now I'll share it. There it is. So IMSA's right. So now we'll scroll down, and the rank is currently it's gone up since yesterday. It's 874,716. 22 customer ratings. That's also another indication that it's more of a popular book. And now, so if you're a newer seller, I don't think anyone on here is a newer seller, but anyone that watches this is a newer seller. If you see 870,000 rank, a lot of people might think, newer sellers might think, oh no, that's too high. But that's an awesome rank for the type of book that this is, which is a book that has a steady following, steady demand, but it's not selling like crazy. This is not selling daily. This is not selling even weekly, but it is selling monthly. And I'll show you the numbers, especially in the last 6 months. It's actually sold a lot of copies. So that rank is great. If you're around 1 million, even a little over 1 million, and even when you look at the sales history, you can see that it's doing well. So let me see here if I can find, there we go, the link. Where is it? There it is. So here we are, and as you can tell, I'm on the listing because I listed it last night. I figured, well, let's see, maybe it'll sell. I was thinking, oh, maybe it'll sell before the live show, but it has not sold yet. So here's the prices. Yeah, I put it at $79.99. The prices vary. That there's one FBA price for $88.99. So mine, after with the taxes and everything, is right around like 85 or 86 bucks. Actually 85, yeah, just under 86. So there's, let's see, there's a few copies. It goes all the way up to they have a new one for $125, etc. But yeah, so we will see. Yeah, we'll see if it sells, or when it sells, not if, when it sells. So that was a great pickup. That's an example of a successful pickup, of course. I mean, it's not going to be typical that. That's the other thing, typical that you're going to find one like that for free, but you can for sure. Another thing about it is, think about it. You know, they own the book, I assume, because they left it out for free, and I'm assuming that they spent a good amount of money on it. Unless they bought it even when they bought it when it first came out, it was probably going for a good amount of money. But a lot of people realize that a lot of people that don't realize the value that they have with the books that they own, or that they're going to donate or give away, and so you can potentially make some great money off of this, off of these books that you can get for cheaper, well, for free ideally. Oh right, I was going to look at Keepa. Let me show you that. Let me hide hold on a second, guys. That and sound effects. Okay, now I can see it. So here's Keepa for this one. So if you look, I want to go first to the year. And let me show you, as I'm not sharing it. There it is. So, whoops. So I'm sure everybody on here is very familiar with Keepa, but some of those that might not be watching might not be familiar. So, excuse me, the green line indicates sales rank. So as you can see, for some reason, nobody was buying this in from what is that? I can't even see. It's from May 9th all the way until October. So there was this whole, now it might have been because the lowest price was 98 and then it jumped up to 135 and it stayed kind of steady at 98. And then over here around September, it dropped to 77 and then it started selling. So maybe it was the price that dropped by 20 bucks. But as you can see in the last, since October until today, there have been, I counted them yesterday, there's 17 sales here. All of these are 17 sales in 6 months, which is good. And here there's, for some reason, there's a bunch here, and then there's a bunch here, and then it kind of spreads out. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since March 4th. And then when you go down here to 3 months, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last month, there's been 3 sales. Look at that. Here in April 5th, April 22nd, and very recently on May 3rd, which was only a couple days ago. And you can see where the prices are, right about where we are now for merchant fulfilled anyway. I don't know which sold, if it was FBA or merchant fulfilled, but this is a great book because it's going, it's selling often. And I don't know if it has to do with the quarantine, but there has been consistent sales over the last 6 months. Also, there might not have been that many copies. That could also be another option. So that's, let's see, Brian says, I bet, here, I'm going to pop you up here. Brian Campbell, I bet sales remain pretty good for it a while since people have more time to read now, even with the economy slowly reopening. Yeah. It probably, oops. It probably has to do, yeah, probably a combination of that. It could be that more copies went on the market, that the price went down. Also that in the last several months, more people are at home. So why there's 5 sales in the last 3 months, which is, that's what I mean by that's a good rate. That's a good clip for any book. Well, that makes sense for a book there's not a ton of copies. There's not hundreds of copies. There's not even 50 copies. I think it looked like there was maybe 30 or so or whatever, and a lot of them are priced pretty high. But it makes sense for a book that is in demand, slow, steady demand, but has a steady demand, consistent demand, and consistently goes for good money. Excuse me. I think the lowest that the price went in the last year was like $68 or so. So it's consistently, and most of the time it's been about 75 or more. And over the last 6 months, it's been close to $80, about 78 or so, as you saw. So that's the perfect kind of niche book that, if you can find those types of books that you can do really well because they will sell. It's not really like long tail. It's kind of like mid long tail, I guess you could say, where it could take a month or two. It could take 3 months. It could take 4 months, but I have a feeling that this might sell sooner than later, just because based on how often it's selling. So anyway, I'll keep you guys informed about if it does sell while we're doing these videos and these live videos. Hopefully it does. That'll be pretty fun. But anyway, so that was how I was able to pick those up for free. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday and how you can find free books. You want to make it a habit to look at all of the potential sources for free books. So right now, well, always, but right now you want to be looking at Facebook Marketplace. You want to be looking at a lot of local apps. So the two big ones are Nextdoor and Let Go. Um, I found free stuff on both of them, on all three of those. There's also Craigslist. I did look at Craigslist yesterday. I didn't find any free books. But again, it's probably worth it. Check it out once a day. Um, and then also the other one, which I should have looked at. I didn't take a look at it. I can actually look at it live with you guys, but uh, is Nextdoor, which has become a big deal. It seems like the more people I talk to about it, the more it seems like a lot of people are participating in it. Um, Diego, you know, about local news and what's going on in their local area, but a lot of people are posting on there for to sell things, to give things away for free. They're looking for advice or referrals for various professionals and that type of thing. So it's become a trusted social space, social media space. So that's another one. And of course, you can just look on the ads that people place and just look for free books. And with a lot of those, what you can do is set up alerts where it'll ask you, do you want to save this search? And then each time, like on Nextdoor, I have two things right now, free books. And I was looking for rolling shelves earlier when I was starting my local sale. So I still am looking for those. Something that would be ideal and would make sense for me. So I get updated on when people post things that rolling shelves for sale. So I get a notification for that as well. And I think you can do it on Let Go. I don't know about Facebook, but anyway, you can get alerts for that type of stuff, or just check in a couple times a day, maybe in the morning, afternoon, that kind of thing, because people will post randomly. So that's a free way to do it, right? That's a way that you can. It just takes a little bit of time. It just has to create a habit for it. Another thing is posting free ads on any of those places. And I've seen other people doing this. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if it actually works, but I'm sure it works, but I don't know to what degree, because you have to be you're either going to be lucky or you have to be consistent with it. Then you could maybe get some results from posting, a free book pickup, or, we will take your books off your hands, that type of stuff. You can just put an image, maybe with your phone number, and hopefully people will contact you. Now, if you do it across all of the local apps and Facebook, Nextdoor, Craigslist, all of them, chances are much higher, much better that you're actually going to get a response. And then if they tell you that the ad, it's a week old, then maybe you change it up or you get rid of it and put a new one so it's fresher, so people are more likely to see it. Just stay on top of that type of thing. Like I said, I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure it works if you're consistent and you kind of blanket everything. And then another thing you can do, of course, is you can do paid ads. And I've been talking about it. I mean, I've done it before, but what I want to do is, as an experiment for myself and for you guys, is I'm going to create another Facebook ad. And I don't know if any of you have ever advertised on Facebook. You can advertise on Instagram as well. I haven't tried that. I don't know if that would work as well, but I do know that Facebook it's where people, it's where adults go. I mean, younger kids are not necessarily your demographic. It's probably going to be people who, adults who have amassed a certain amount of books. They could be kids' books too, right? They could kids' books, older kids' books, young adult, or their own books that they've amassed over the years, and they're just trying to create some space, get rid of them, move, like to donate them to somebody that will actually use them, that type of thing. And so you could do Facebook ads. Speaking of that, I saw another ad that someone had posted on Facebook for giving away their books, and they were in a city that it's not that far from where I live, probably be like a 15, right now there's no traffic, so it's probably going to be like a 15-minute drive to get there. And they were saying, yeah, I have these books I'd like to donate. Papa, I'd like to donate or give away, and I don't know where, let me know if you want them so you can enjoy them, etc. And so this is a person basically telling you what they're thinking, and that this is probably where a lot of people are with what's going on right now with being locked down, is that they're thinking, or they would like to donate books where they would normally not even post about it. They wouldn't talk about it at all. They would just say, they just get a box together, throw the books in the box, and then just take it down to Goodwill or any other local thrift store and just donate it and be done with it, right? But because nothing's open as of now, that might change in the next few weeks or months. But as of now, there's probably just thousands and thousands and thousands of books cumulative across your local area in people's homes or even storage units that these people intended to donate and would have donated over the past month and a half, but haven't been able to. And so you can take that opportunity and post these ads. If you don't want to pay for anything, you can just post them for free. But if you're willing to, so as an example, Facebook, you can do $5 a day. You can actually do less than that. But if you do $5 a day for, let's say, a week, that's, what is that? $35. If you do it for a month, it's about I believe it's $150. So you don't have to spend, $100 a day or anything outrageous. You can do $4 or $5 a day and set up a video ad, which I recommend, and you can try that. So that's what I'm going to do. I've done this before, so I'm fairly familiar with how to run an ad on Facebook. I'm going to do it through my Facebook page, my 510 Books Facebook page, which I have set up, and I have close to 200 people, but this is following me, but this is going to be out to the general public, people that have not seen me before. And I wrote out a script yesterday, like kind of a script that I'm going to try to keep to about it. Where I'm going to say, do you need a place to donate your books? Donate to 510 Books, and tell them where I'm located, and that I'm a local bookseller in the area. And also what I'm going to do is not just say, well, I'll help you, which might be enough, I don't know, but help you get rid of your books during this time when it's difficult to, there's really nowhere to donate. All the thrift stores are closed. So I'm going to help you, relieve you of all those books, but also, I'll donate 20% to this cause of potential profits. And so a lot of people like that idea of not only their books going to somewhere where they will actually be read and used and not just thrown away or recycled. Certain books definitely should be recycled or thrown away if they're in horrible shape. They're just not, some people will try to donate books that are in awful shape, and they should be disposed of in some way. But anyway, people like to think that their books should all be read, again, by somebody. So people are just, they're just sitting with all these books, and you can post that basically saying either I'll take them off your hands, plus, we'll donate a certain amount. So I'm going to try that out. And also, it's not just a short-term idea for me, it's long-term, where I want to become more of a source to go to. Also, I'm going to put in the video that be sure and like our page as well, so you can easily contact us and see, because what I found is through ads on my Facebook page, I've been able to increase my people that like or follow my page. And once you have somebody following, and again, guys, that's free. You can have a Facebook page if you really want to go after books. Excuse me. You don't have to, but it's a great way to build up the following, because once they follow you or like your page, they'll see everything that you post on there, right? As long as you're not spammy and posting nonsense, which I don't do, then it should be good, right? So that's going to be my idea. I'm gonna try to shoot that, if not today. I'm gonna try to do that today. I should be able to do it today, and then edit it together and see how that comes out and post it. Because when you do an ad on Facebook, they have to, I don't know if they're still doing this. I assume they are. They have to actually review it and then accept it and allow you to start running the ad. And once they allow you to do it, they'll immediately start running it based on your budget, and you can select an audience. So you can select people that actually have an interest in reading they like to read, etc. You can do it by demographics, so only people that are within a 5 or 10 mile radius of where you live. You can I do all age range, but you can do it by age range as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can target that. So anyway, those are some ideas for trying to get books. Again, you do not have to pay for ads to get free books. You just have to be diligent about looking on the websites and the local apps, and I feel confident you can find something. It depends on where you live, of course, right? If you live in a more rural area or an area it's not highly populated, it might be more difficult. But if you have, at least a couple 100,000 people that live nearby within 10-20 mile radius, you should be able to. But I highly recommend starting out with looking regularly online, and then also posting some free ads as well, and see how that goes after a week or so, and see if you start finding items. Of course, you don't have to get stuff for free. There are people that are selling their books for pretty cheap. Like I said the other day, that I found probably like the very beginning of the quarantine. I found someone in a city next to mine that was selling like 5 tubs of books, full of books, tubs full, for $20. So I jumped on it, went down there, grabbed them, and it looks like there are some good ones in there. There's also some that are not so good, but for $20, it was a great deal. So this is another opportunity to pay very little money for taking books off of people's hands as well. So that's a way that you can get books for pretty inexpensive. Yeah. Speaking of that, I wanted to share a funny meme. One thing that I do on my Facebook group is I share a lot of memes to keep people entertained. Oh, that's not it. That is not it. Where is it? Oops. There it is. Don't look now, Margot, but the guy at the end of the bar is trying to check us out. Ladies, he's a library card, get it? So that's one that I put on my Facebook page. I actually put memes every day, humorous memes that have to do with the topic on the Facebook page that I have, and people really respond to that. It's a great way to keep people interested and engaged and amused. If you don't have that much to post about, like if you're not, like for me, and for instance, I don't have sales going on, and so I post stuff like that to entertain people and keep them continue to follow my page and remembering that I exist. Because when people, as you know, if you're just going through Facebook feed, you might be following 25 different groups or pages or whatever, and you have to stand out and have to remind people who you are. So that's some ideas about how to get free books. If you guys have other ideas, just let me know in the chat. All right. So yesterday we talked about I talked about DVDs on eBay. What is eBay worthy type of stuff, and I did not get to the last few topics or type of media, which is video games. Now, I've sold a lot of video games on Amazon when I only did Amazon, and as I continue to do Amazon, and on what do you call it? On eBay. So some of the things that here's the thing about video games is there's a lot of them that you can sell for really good money on Amazon, and just might not make sense on eBay, but sometimes the price can be pretty similar. So then you have to decide, would I rather do it on FBA or on Amazon, or do it on eBay? And that of course depends on the type of business you're running and what you prefer, and as well how much profit there's going to be. Oh, thank you, South London Reseller. I appreciate that. Definitely. So so that of course depends, if you on the profit and that type of thing, whether or not you want to actually just ship it in for FBA, have Amazon deal with all of that, or if you want to ship it yourself. So oh yeah. So of course there's things like, PS1 games, excuse me, and other types of popular gaming systems. The older PS1 games can do really well either on Amazon or on eBay. Some reasons why you might do eBay also is because maybe you can do this on Amazon technically, where if it's missing the manual or the artwork, or the disc only, if it's disc only, you can say that in Amazon in your condition notes. But sometimes it might make more sense to do it on eBay. This depends on how you're going about it. So I've sold a lot of PS1 games and some others as well. The newer ones, of course, are going to go for good money, but the older ones might not. Older ones like Wii games or PS2 or that type of stuff. It just depends, right? It just depends on how old it is, how much it's in demand. But another thing is loose discs can do really well. I've sold a lot of loose video game discs. Diego, Papa, yeah, go. No, get down. And if you find it, so I find in Gaylord, I just found the other day, this week actually, I think I just found it Monday. I found a loose PS3 game in the Gaylord, and I looked at the disc and it was in great shape, and I looked it up, and it turns out that it goes for decent money even as a loose disc. So I can't remember what I think I was gonna list it for like $15 or something, but just a standalone disc, just put it in an empty jewel case or any type of case for discs, and just take a picture of it and it will sell. That's the thing about video games. It's one of those niches that they'll buy it for I was gonna say for whatever price, but what I mean is that if it's in demand, it will be gone like that. It will not last. Collectors, especially on eBay, they will just buy it up, no problem. So just make sure that you price it the right place to sell it, but don't pass up if you find loose discs. Some of them can be worth some great money. Also, you can do lots of loose discs as well, video game discs. Now you could do all PS1. You could do, the different iterations of PlayStation, PS1, PS3, PS4, etc. Put them all together. Just depends on the ones that you have. You can mix them. You can do Xbox, Wii, PS, PlayStation games. Mix them all together if they're loose discs and sell them together. That also applies to doing lots, where you can do it by gaming system. All Xbox games. Hey. All Xbox games, all PlayStation games, all Wii games, etc. If you have some other gaming systems as well, it could be that would be different, non-disc games. But yeah, you can put them together by gaming system, or what I've done is put them all together and say giant, huge lot of video games, and then say PS1, PS2, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, etc. Whatever it is, and a lot of times flippers will buy that, or collectors, but a lot of times it'll be flippers too, if you put them all together and do an auction or do something at a reasonable price. That can work as well. And then of course cartridges. So the old Nintendo games, what is it called? Super Nintendo. I mean, you can go all the way back to Atari as well, but those are not going to be as available out there. But you can do. I've sold a good amount of cartridges. I actually bought a couple of gaming systems early on when I started reselling on just Amazon, and I would look for those games when I would go out there, and I would find a few here and there, especially at garage sales or estate sales. I would find a lot of, or a good amount anyway, of video games. The downside to video games in terms of flipping them is sometimes a lot of people will know what they're worth, even if they're not really resellers, they'll have a vague idea or general idea or even a good idea just by looking it up online, and they'll want more money that would make sense for you to try to resell them. They'll try to sell you a disc for $10, but if you're going to resell it for 20, is it really worth it after the fees? If it's going to sell for 30, 40, $50, then it's definitely worth it or more. But you got to kind of consider that too when you're trying to resell discs. That's why buying in bulk is a good idea. Gaylords is because a lot of times they'll just be mixed in with the other media. Like I said, I found that loose disc the other day in the Gaylord, and you can find, although lately I have not been finding a lot of valuable video games. However, which I didn't talk about yet, are PC video games, and those are great as well. Those can be great. Some of them are not worth any money, but you'd be surprised at the amount of PC video games that do well. I have sold, I don't know how many. I was going to say hundreds, but I've sold dozens, but probably more than dozens of PC video games on eBay for good money, and consistently. So I recommend, if you come across, if you're buying in bulk, but even if you're out at a thrift store at a estate sale and you see a bunch of PC games, you'll know over time which ones are better to look up, but certain ones that'll do really well, look them up and see if they're worth reselling if you can get them for a low amount. No, Brian asked here. I've sold disc only on eBay, but haven't tried disc only on Amazon. Have you? I don't believe I have. Let me think. I don't think so. I see a good amount of people doing it, and if you disclose it, I'm sure it's fine. Just make sure you're very explicit about it and saying, that should be the first thing on your condition note. Disc only, probably in capital letters. Disc only. Manual artwork not included. Disc, in great condition, whatever, playable condition, in a jewel case. Disc only. Make sure that they understand that. Because eBay, it's easy. You have photos that you take yourself. You put in the description. You take a bunch of photos. That's simple. But Amazon's always potentially a little more difficult because a lot of people that would go on Amazon might not even pay attention to the condition notes. If you took any photos, they might not look at them. Although I do, but even before I was a reseller, I did. But that's me personally. A lot of people just click on it and just buy it. So although when it comes to video games, my hunch is that because a lot of people are serious about video gaming, it's not like a book or a CD, that they would probably look at it. But anyway, you should be fine anyway, even if someone orders it and says, oh, this doesn't have the manual. You say, well, it was in the condition notes, but Amazon is always a little bit unfair with that stuff. So for me personally, as long as if the price is worth it on eBay, I would probably prefer to sell a disc only or just a disc on eBay than to mess around with Amazon. But that's kind of in general how that goes. eBay is a lot more friendly for that type of stuff. Even if there's a mistake and the buyer gets the disc only and says, hey, this is the disc only, when you had clearly stated it in the title, you had photos, you had it in the description, etc., everything you could do. And if they complain about it, you can communicate with them through eBay, through the messaging or through the emails, and explain to them, I had it in the description, I had it in the title, and I've hardly ever had an issue. People are usually, even if they're daft or not paying attention, they're usually like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. So either they'll return it or they'll keep it. But yeah, I would probably do eBay for that. Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, keep your eyes open for that. I mean, I haven't even looked for video games to flip. I haven't even been paying attention to that lately. Yeah, let's look here. I'm gonna look on this. Let's see where it is. Let's see. There it is, marketplace. Video games. So, sorry guys, I'm looking at video games here just to see. Hold on. So I will share. So I put video games into Facebook Marketplace, and why does it say free? See, why do people do that? They say free, then they in condition, and they work fine. Make an offer. Well, they're not free. $5. A piece, see? So that doesn't make sense unless you got like a $50 video game in there. So a lot of people, let's see, here locally, they'll try to, they'll throw up all of these PS1 and they'll say, selling as a whole lot, please message me with your offer. And I love too, they don't, they're not putting, I mean, you can kind of see it, but they're not showing up close what it is. You can go back and forth and with people and see, this one's $1 million apparently. Message me for info. That's a little bit cryptic, but I guess it just means what the prices are. Let's see if we can find, there's these PS4, $25, but those probably aren't worth that much money, I would imagine, because they're sports games. But a lot of people on here are trying to make some money, so it might be a little more difficult when it comes to video games for reselling on or just flipping. You're going to try to probably look for the big lots where people are just trying to get rid of them. It's going to be a little bit more, look, this is a Dreamcast with games. I don't know what, got a bunch of controllers. I don't know what they go for the Dreamcast system. I have no idea. PS2 video games. So anyway, yeah. So that was a live look. So yeah, guys, we went over, talked about getting free books, how to try to get free books. Today, a little bit about selling video games on eBay. I appreciate everyone that has shown up. The beard continues to grow. So day by day continues to happen. So I'm going to end the video. If you guys have any questions, comments, please let me know in the chat. I really appreciate you guys showing up. We got up to like 9 people watching today. We have 4 likes. Like the video if you did enjoy it. It does help. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'm actually going to put out a video either today or tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out. But I appreciate watching, guys.
Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live. We're gonna strive, we're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live.
So one thing I did not share with today is my eBay sales, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. And have my kids are ready. They're ready to eat and ready to go. So I got to go feed the kids and take them over to their grandparents. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Tomorrow we'll do another one at 7 a.m. Hopefully we'll get more people. I'd really appreciate it if any of you can spread the word about it. Maybe post in a Facebook group or whatever it may be to tell other people about the live video, because I'd love to have more people show up and get more feedback and help each other out during this time. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe.